Awesome, awesome. Thank you for joining everybody who's popped in. Just taking a moment to just take sharing out this quick video, this quick live impromptu. You know how it is. You know how I am anyway. Hopefully, I usually just pop up when I'm feeling the urge, and I was feeling the urge. So just bear with me 1 second. I'm going to pop in. I'm going to get into my topic. I'm feeling called to speak on the collective energies currently about what's going on at the moment, what I've been experiencing, checking in to see what y'all are going through, and bring some more light to our process at this time, right? So that's what I want to go into today. Um, Feeling connected with the energies, so if anybody needs a personal question, you'll be able to request that at some point at the end of the discussion. But if you can just bear with me while I share this video out very quickly. And in the meantime, while we are here, might as well let a little music rock. So it's not too boring. So if you haven't noticed, I got my new laptop set up. I'm playing with some of the features, so this is also a bit of a test run just to see um, how things will go. So if you can, just take a moment to share out for me. Let me know if you have, when you have. Um, so beautiful, beautiful. Jesse, welcome. Donna, John, thanks for y'all. Thank you everybody for popping in. Sorry that took a little bit of time. I'm just, like I said, getting used to my new setup, or at least trying out some new things. But I appreciate you all being here. Donna, welcome from Oregon. Good to see you. Welcome. John, it's very good to see you. Patricia, Jeremy, brother, it's good to see you. Thank you all for popping in. I appreciate you taking a moment to share out, let your people know that I am here. I definitely feeling a lot going on with the collective energy. So I kind of wanted to get into a little bit of a dialogue with the community, with the rest of you, my soul fam. Turn that down a little bit. And just see what is going on, what is going on with y'all. But as per usual, just so for those who don't know, it's your boy Zay-P, Zay-P that I am. I am that I am, as you are that you are, for we are all that we are. From the individual to the many, from the many comes the all, and the all is one. So the more I say that, the more it comes into alignment for me in my personal life. And I hope it connects and resonates with you all as you recognize that divine spark that we all share and that embodies or is inhabited within you, right? It's within it's upon us all to go within and discover that spark and figure out how to cultivate that seed and use it. So um, when I go through my little mantra, I hope that connects with y'all, with the community, as we resonate and connects with the idea that we are all one and in all love. So, Raquel, beautiful to see you. Thank you for coming. Sally, hello. Kim, chemistry, chemistry. Um, Everybody who has popped in, take a moment. If you can, feel free to share, feel free to like. I'm going to be sharing what I'm going through currently with the collective energies. I'm really curious to know what everybody else is experiencing. But from those who I'm talking to, there's been a big like uprising or ground swelling from below the surface, the subconscious realm, so to speak. There's a lot of hidden emotions, repressed emotions, um, coming up to the surface. And also, I'm experiencing personally, I'm feeling a lot of experience. Other people are experiencing a lot of activity within the dream state, a lot of resurgence of memories, soul fractals coming back to us. I've had a few experiences recently of just various aspects of my, let's say, alternate soul lives coming back to me, various recollection. And I've never been one to seek for past life memories. So when they come back, it's always like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do with that right now? I guess you just take it and you integrate it, right? And so that's the message. That's kind of the message that's coming through right now, is with this current energies and the portals that's opening as far as the synchronicity of numbers. I don't know if you noticed, tomorrow's March 3rd, the 3-3 already. All right. And then it's the 21, 2021, which is also a 3. So we got the 3-3-3. We're talking the Holy Trinity, right? And we want to balance that Holy Trinity, that Father, Son, Holy Ghost, that Mother, Daughter, Holy Spirit, right? That id, ego, super ego, all of the trinities. We want to bring these things into balance. As we do that, we're bringing all the pieces of ourselves into wholeness, right? So we function from the mental realm, we function here in the physical realm, and we function in an emotional realm, right? And there's all of the uh, intermediary states in between, right? So there's always the gamut that we flow through, but we function in these different realms. And as we come into alignment with ourselves and we harmonize back with that, right? Recognizing that divine spark that I initially talked about, well, then we come into balance with wholeness. The Holy Trinity becomes one, and we become a whole unified being, a whole unified expression of that divine spark, the God within. And once you step to that place where you're connecting and embodying and expressing that within your own life, this is when we start to create change, right? Because our belief systems start to change, the way we think, our neural pathways and the epigenetics that happens within the brain start to change and transform. As these things happen, the world around us transforms, right? Um, but it's work, right? So let's not mistake and think, as excited as I might be in this moment, it's always work. And so with that, you want to be mindful that we have to begin to do the work to align those three bodies, right? The id, ego, super ego that I was just talking about. We have to do the work to align um, those three states and to step into wholeness, right? And so the message that has been coming forth for me personally is facing all of the suppressed and all of the repressed, all of the things that a lot of times we don't like to face. A lot of times we are, this is the stuff that we fear, that we're scared of the consequences, or we're afraid that we can't handle it. We're afraid we might break below the pressure, right? And so we might push it down. We might choose to not deal with it or deal with it later. We might choose just to not feel it, not to feel painful things, because let's face it, this experience that is life, We kind of conditioned to really, we want to feel the positive, the good stuff, but we're not looking to feel the negative things, right? But we have to, and that is the call, like the things that are rising um from beneath the surface. They're not, clearly they were repressed for a reason, and uh they may not necessarily feel good, right? And we have to be willing to allow ourselves to process. We have to process the things we've went through, the experiences we've had, and the things we feel. We have to allow that process to happen, and that process can be as simple as the thought and the recognition based off observation, right? The ability to step back, observe, and perceive. Thank you, Rita. Everybody for sharing. I apologize. I get in my rants in my states. So, um, but we have to be willing to step back and observe. And that could be enough as far as processing goes. We have to be willing to feel and allow that, to love ourselves with compassion, even though it's a painful feeling, it's a painful experience, right? So if it's a thing of like, I'm mourning, somebody I love has passed, I missed out on this particular, the love of my life is gone, I missed out on this particular experience, whatever it is, instead of running away from it or repressing it or trying to distract ourselves, trying to escape it, medicate it, all of these other things. Sometimes it's okay to just feel it. And as scary as that might be, what they say about courage, right? Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the presence of fear and the willingness to move forward in spite of it, right? So when you think of it like that, we can come forward and demonstrate courage in just embracing ourselves, embracing our pains, embracing our vulnerabilities, allowing that hurt to come up and be recognized, because these are energies within, and energies within, as they stir, they desire to come out, to be expressed. We have to expel them, because if they stay just within all of the time, it can overload, combust, so to speak, right? So energies are always looking to come out. The emotions we feel, the thoughts we think, all of these energies are looking to come out of us. That impulse to grow, to birth, to create, always, that is the impulse. That is that divine impulse, right? So sometimes these darker things need to be felt, and they need to be expressed or let out. And that doesn't mean, we're not having the, oh, more shadow work conversation. We're just having it's time to accept those things we have pushed away. It's time to start allowing ourselves to feel, to be compassionate to ourselves, so that we can just let it go, however it may be, right? But there's other sides to this whole perspective and this whole game that I would be remiss if I didn't mention. And one of that is that, and a lot of us here are empaths, right? And not just empaths, but telepaths as well. And one thing you do want to keep in mind is that as empaths, as telepaths, these energies linger, right? And as I just said, we all, in some way, form, or fashion, may desire to expel, to put these things out there, to let them go, or to purge them somehow, whether mindfully, whether healthily, or whether just to get them out of us. People function at different levels. But as that is the case, we are also receptive, right? Because we are, in a way, antennas. And so we can be receiving these things, right? But one of the things with that is that it's often thought like, when we're receiving things against our will, some people might label it under attack. When we're receiving things in a way that is just that we don't prefer, we like to try to disown it. Yet again, right? It's the same thing. But we have to understand that there's part in us that resonates. And as that is the case, even the things we're picking up on that are not necessarily ours, they come to us for a reason. And so sometimes allowing even that emotion, foreign emotion that just is like, maybe there's a sense of mourning, maybe there's something and you are not going through anything. You're like, what the hell is all of this emotion about? Why do I feel like I'm just sad today? I don't know. I'm going through life. Life is fine. Meeting my goals and whatever, we're functioning. But there's this underlying, uh, right? And so you can be picking up on things, right? But recognize that even when that happens, it is because there's a resonance within you. And so we always want to just acknowledge what's happening within us and allowing that to be expelled. Ideally, in the best way possible, whether it's we gotta cry it out and express it out, put it in art, whether it's we gotta really work with transmuting the energies, grounding it, physical exercise, getting out in nature, running and playing, right? However, these energies need to be expelled. Now, it's just even acknowledging it, right? Like, there's these memories coming up that I never even realized I I had shunned, right? And so all of this emotion started welling up when I first got bombarded with these memories that I had from childhood initially, right? And this was last week sometime, and I had forgotten about this particular incident, right? I don't want to go into too many details, but it was one of those things where when I reflected back, well, when it came back to me, it hit me like a wave. And what came back with that memory was the emotions. And I felt like, well, this is something that back then as a child I was hurt and I had these emotions and it was justified. But me as an adult, I know better. I understand what happened and I've lived through that and I have hindsight. So I shouldn't be so affected. But that inner child was still like, yo, right? Like, so that needed to be felt. I had to acknowledge that there was still pain, that there was still something there that I had been avoiding looking at, right? And I'm still doing the work of just allowing these things to flow out of me because that's been the week for me, right? And so, um, one of the reasons why I've been so laid back with putting out my videos and stuff is because I've been doing my own personal dealings with these type of things, and so it's really been and not even just that, but like past life memories and things just coming to the surface, and for no apparent reason, emotions that are not my own, but just being like, I gotta let it out. I have to honor that I'm feeling this. I have to honor this experience in this moment, even if I'm not gonna take ownership of it, or even if I am gonna take ownership in it. I have to allow myself to live through it because this is the here and now moment, and it is here and now for a reason. And so that is really what's been coming in the energies right below the surface, right? This message that I've been feeling. Yes, yes, John. Tapping is such a beautiful tool um, such a beautiful tool for just clearing and releasing and purging a lot of this stuff, or even identifying and recognizing, right? Like you can start with, I'm feeling a particular sensation and get into tapping and going through your honesty, going through your actual thoughts. I'm feeling anxiety. Why am I feeling anxiety? I'm feeling anxiety because I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling overwhelmed because I'm feeling under the pressure. What pressure? What pressure are you feeling? My own pressure. Okay, I'm putting pressure on myself. Like you work through the process with these types of tools. EFT, emotional. Talk to John. John knows. uh, but yeah, that was just an example of me going through how a practice like that can actually help. But this is what's coming up really a lot. And I've talked to some others. I'm curious about you all. What are y'all going through recently? Because I see so much um, groundswell with people just dealing with muck and like not the most pleasant of feelings and energies and just being like, what am I getting hit by? What am I being, why am I experiencing all this when everybody should, ideally be on an even keel? That's what we're all hoping, right? So let me check the comments and see what people are saying. Emotional freedom, yes, to EFT, emotional freedom technique. Hey, Dawn, good to see you. Margaret's been feeling others' pains and emotions. Yep, exactly. Yeah. Well, I'm sending so much love to you and Neva. I think that's beautiful that she has that support with you there. Rita, thank you for sharing. Rocky says her dreams are always more vivid and more hands. I honestly never, not to say, I know I dream, right? I know people say, oh, I don't dream. Like, I know as a reality it's happening. I typically do not remember my dreams. I make that distinction. Um, unless under certain conditions, right? Like if I'm at a retreat or like a silent retreat for like a week, like a 7 day silent retreat, like by day 5 in just this nonstop meditative state, I start having like trippy, weird out dreams, right? Um, Back when I was younger, much more of a partier, when I would get drunk or do some drugs or something, then I would have like all of a sudden I would recall some crazy trippy dreams. But it always had to be under some sort of extreme like scenario where something else is kind of like influencing me. But recently, the last couple of days, I've had about 2 nights of just crazy dreams that have just been coming to me, and I know it's just the energy influx coming in. Past life memories, really. I had a ancient shaman come in. My light language has like really felt stepped up, and I feel even like I've evolved in my light language a lot, especially with my ancestral lineage, which I honestly didn't. I mean, I guess I knew my light language sounds a little bit shamanic and such, but I didn't actually think about whether or not I actually had some ancestral lineage, but these memories came back, all this knowledge came back of direct connections. And then I had past life memories about being like, uh, actually, I think it's past life memories, but I'm still working to discern. Sometimes these things can be tricky, right? Because I'm trying to make sure it's not just collective consciousness memories, right? And that I'm just picking up on it. But there's certain synchronicities that's come throughout the day that's made me feel like, oh, this is actually a past life that I've been through. And so all these trippy things are coming in, but that's how I really can tell. Probably the Schumann resonance is spiking. I know there's been solar flares, and there's just all sorts of energy spikes happening all around right now. Let me see. Scroll back down to see. Yes, John, I am encouraging, acknowledging your feelings at this particular time. Um, honoring your feelings, honoring your vessel, right? Not just acknowledging them like, oh, I'm feeling some sadness. Okay, let me push it away. The invitation is for us to now actually do the work and release it, even if it's not something that is your particular energy, like, but you're resonant with it. Like there's something in you that feels this particular thing or way, to allow yourself to experience that and live that through, as opposed to acknowledge it and then repress it back again, because then it's just going to come up again later, which is what's been happening uh, throughout history. So that's the invitation. Hey, Chantel, welcome. It's beautiful to see you, love. Ada, Jessica Makia, good to see y'all. Feel more and more separated from normal people. Yeah, Rita. So like I was saying before, I think either on a past live or a recent video I did, the timeline shifts I've been splitting, right? More and more. And we're continuously choosing or opting in to whichever particular timeline we want, right? And now there's the two main timelines, but then there's like adjacent timelines to each of those two mains. And so like there's a little bit more nuance between um where you're shifting, but your choices and the way you're living your life is guiding the direction ultimately that you're looking to go, right? If you're looking to continue experiencing just more of that the root-based physical experience of reality that we've been having, dealing with so much contrast in the back and forth, you'll be able to choose or opt into that. If you're looking to experience more harmonious energies, more cooperative, divine unionship kind of energies, then you'll be able to choose and opt into that. And it's all taking place day by day, moment by moment, choice by choice, reaction by reaction. Big time on the reactions, because much of life is about the stimuli and triggers we receive and how we respond to that, right? So if we can maintain our mindfulness and our balance in those moments, then you're kind of consciously choosing what timeline. If we're just reaction based off our own habits or more animalistic natures, well, then we're kind of choosing from a more mindless state. And that's not to say from that more, not to, yeah, that's not to say from that more mindless state we can't choose uh, a better feeling timeline, or a timeline we're more in resonance with. That's just to say, that's just without necessarily thought versus with thought or with consideration. That type of distinction. Let's see what else people are saying. I had a nightmare. I was stuck in an Irish bar, St. Patty's Day, and they were making you pepperoni pineapple pizza. Oh, that is a nightmare. That is a nightmare. In an Irish bar, huh? That's like blasphemy all around for you, John. Listen, I like my pineapple pizza. Don't I? I'm sorry, I hate to do it to you. I am a fan of the pineapple pizza. Back when I used to eat pork in college, like, yeah, the pineapple bacon, that was my joint. It tastes good, that sweetness, that I mean, I used to be a huge foodie, like, and I say used to gingerly because I'm still a foodie in a sense, but my palate's been changing so much recently, and like I keep getting called to like just eat lighter and get lighter and be more like uh blah with my food choices, that I don't feel as much as a foodie. But when I was, yeah, that was the truth. Sorry, John. I'm sorry, man. I love you though. I mean, it's still, it's all love, brother. It's all love. But yeah, whenever we hang out, I might have to get the pineapple pizza. Just saying. There's some heads up. Ah, love you, brother. Yeah, Sedona has good food, had good food all around. High quality health. Like in Sedona's a place that I could probably get back into being a foodie, because there were just so many places that had uh you know different levels of high quality food, because everything out there is just like high vibrational, really well balanced, tasty. They're mindful about making that, and it's like a lot of different places that offer that kind of thing. Like here in New York, there's a lot of places in general. Everything's on lockdown, but beyond that, like, you still have to search a little bit. We do have options, and there's always places to go, but you still have to search a little bit for you look for that experience. Yeah, vegan options. Beautiful. See what else people are saying. If anybody has any questions or thoughts, I'm curious to know. I'm still curious to know what you have been experiencing with this energy lately, because that's what I'm experiencing coming up from the underlying energy of the subconscious realm. But I'm looking to know what y'all are going through and how I can help. Actually, I know I've been doing my work to try to stay balanced, not just trying to stay balanced, but to stay balanced and hold my peace regardless of every and all the other meanderings that's happening. Okay. Give me 1 second. Just pop back over here. All right, so that was my message overall. I got a little bit more time. So if anybody's looking to do some readings, I'm down to do some quick energy reads. Just let me know. I got my crystals here. Where did my beats go? My beats, my beats, my beats, my beats, my beats. I lost my beats. I had a new experience in a dream. To protect someone, I took a deep breath, and I could hear my words within my mind, but sonic waves came out of my mouth. Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's powerful, Raquel. That sounds like there's just probably there's you got gifts in your voice. You may be ready to start speaking your own light language, but it definitely. Letitia, welcome. Christ portal. Uh, that's what I was just talking about with the 333, the symmetry, the Trinity. That's always attributed to that whole Christ consciousness, right? So we can kind of even into it directly into the connection with Christ through that. Welcome, Letitia. Your first time. Awesome. Thank you for joining us. We're just hanging out. We're just chatting on the current collective energies and what we're experiencing. Um, I've been working with the mirror to access my ancestors. Yes, Ada. I recently talked about mirror work and I got some questions. I'm going to be dropping a video on that one because that is a powerful practice. I've been actually doing that, and that actually has triggered and sparked off a lot of what's going on currently with the past life memories also. Just doing that mirror work. And if anybody who doesn't know mirror work is when like you take on the practice of really connecting with yourself eye to eye and seeking to communicate with, say, that divine spark within, so seeking to break through to that subconscious realm, so to speak, and speak directly to your higher self and allow yourself to kind of feed you answers through your own intuition, emotional responses, your own insights, your own thoughts and feelings. I mean, because you are your higher self, there's no separation. Even though we all, that's been the narrative for such a long time, there really is no separation. We always are allowed that access. If anything, we cut ourselves off from it, though. What are you asking so for, Rita? So more about the Christ portal? I don't know if it's a Christ portal. I don't know much about all the portals. I don't keep track of all the portals. First of all, like there's just so many nuances and different fields of study when it comes to like spirituality and stuff like that. But astrology is one that I'm learning. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful modality. I got some great friends who are educating me and show me great stuff. But when we go into these different shifts and portals, I don't always have all the information, but you can kind of intuit. I know when I get through through my own connection, through my own channelings directly from source. Um, what do I manifest? These portals. 144,000 is intent. What do you mean? What do you manifest? You're feeling the pressures up. So are you asking like what should you try to manifest with this incoming influx of energies? Because you're feeling pressure to do what the people are saying the 144,000 should be doing? Is that what you're asking, Rita? First of all, if you're looking to manifest anything, you should always only try to manifest what truly comes from your heart. Um, Trying to manifest anything else based off of what anyone else tells you is kind of a falsity and is kind of creating an energy that is just um, uh, it's like it's like trying to create Frankenstein or something, right? Where it's just like the intention is off, right? Anything that is to come from out of you um, needs to come from you, right? To try to bring something from out of you based off of what others are just saying, just because others are saying that, it doesn't really actually serve anyone. Um, but if you're trying to manifest good, pure stuff, you want to manifest love and world peace and all that good stuff, go for it. Astrology is awesome. It was a much deeper connection, Ada. What was a much deeper connection? Let me jump back and see what you said earlier. Oh, when you connected with your ancestors. Yes. Mirror work will do that for you. Really, I've been finding some of my mirror work, breath work, of course, meditation, right? I'm a big meditator. That's one of my things. Um, Exercise. There's all sorts of things that you can do to really go within and get in touch. Kim, welcome. Good to see you. But mirror work is great for that. Also, I really like breath work to really go within and connect. But when you actually get that connection to some sort through your ancestral lineage, and you start to kind of get those fragments that get passed down through the timeline, through your genetic memories and your akashic memory, so to speak, uh, just kind of takes things up a whole nother level, right? You're just morally keenly aware of that particular God, which is always with you, which is pretty powerful, pretty profound. True. John says, Rita, if it matches the vibration, yes, Rita, if it matches the vibration, like what you find resonance with, that's what it comes down to. So, if anybody would like to get a personal reading or some energy work or light language, I do have a little bit of time. Let me know. Drop just a simple donation, and I think I posted that in the broadcast info. Otherwise, I think I'm going to wrap up this chat. I'm so grateful you all joined me tonight. I really felt all of this energy, which really helped the message come through, because it's definitely something that just feels like it needed to be shared right now for everybody who's feeling um, this upsurgence of energy from the deep, the realms within. You didn't, no PayPal link. Uh, I didn't, no PayPal link, huh? Okay, we fixed that. Okay, pay. Yeah. So if you would like to drop a little donation, it's much appreciated. Let me know uh, if you're looking for just a simple channel message / card read, or if you're looking for a little bit more of just a little bit of energy work, because I am feeling connected with energy, so I can get into it all at the moment. Ah, thank you, Rita. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Flattery will get you everywhere. Okay, this is weird, so I'm gonna close that. I'm really like looking at myself, even though, apparently I look at myself a lot doing this type of work. We are walking oxymorons, right? Excuse me, Rita. Sheesh. End of dark forces, torturous practices, and world peace. That is a beautiful thing to strive for in your manifestations. Um, it is a grand thing to strive for. So those are good goals that you can do within collectives. Get yourself a nice little global meditation going. We can definitely get a dent in that one. Otherwise, if you just look at individually, definitely working towards just seeing more of that in your direct individual sphere of influence, which is your life. And as you manifest that in your life, it ripples out into the collective experience. So definitely, being harmonized with yourself in your own light, acknowledging that, recognizing when your own darkness arises, actually accepting that, again, that message that came through earlier, accepting and integrating it, healing that aspect of yourself, not pushing it away and repressing it, but acknowledging it and healing it, allowing yourself to live through it by feeling it, right? And then as you do that in your personal space, you're expelling the dark forces, right? You're expelling your own torturous practices, the way you may rail against someone who you feel is in the wrong or something, or your own ways that you might envision having some sort of torturous practices. And the more you do that, balancing out you, the individual, the more you start to balance out your life, the more you start to see those ripple effects go throughout the world. So starting with you, absolutely beautiful thing to manifest. Ooh, yeah, I'm feeling the energy now. It looks spiffy. Spiffy. Oh, well, thank you. I like spiffy. Spiffy's cool. Spiffy's cool. Feeling lots of abandonment issues within myself. Wow, that is such a vulnerable statement to even make, and I can honor that. I can hear and see that. I resonate with that particular statement, and whew. So, Rita, I'm just going to offer you a little bit of compassion and a little bit of love. Yes, I know abandonment is not easy, and there's the aspect that we have to come to terms with being unto ourselves, because we're never really unto ourselves. We are always with the divine, and the divine is always with us. And that is that primary relationship from our hearts and in our spirits that we want to always remain connected to. But the human in our social nature wants to feel these connections in the flesh and in the physical, and we must honor that as well, and acknowledge when we feel hurt and when we have been hurt for these things, such as abandonment, such as um, trust issues, backstabbings, all of those things. We want to acknowledge that. We want to offer ourselves love and compassion for even having experienced that, even having been through a scenario that caused us to experience that. And we also want to hold love for those that we have subjected that to, because there is no sin that we could have been victim to that we ourselves are not at some point, in some way, form, or fashion, perpetrators of. So acknowledging those we also have triggered their own abandonment issues or judgment issues or any other issues, offering healing, love, and holding space for them in ourselves and the humans all around. It is okay. It is okay to feel this. It's okay to allow it, to live through it, and to let that energy pass in this moment, not attaching to any type of outcome, not hoping that this means you're completely over it, it'll never come up again. Just this moment, just this breath, allowing ourselves to felt it and let it go in peace, giving ourselves compassion, holding compassion for the others, in love and harmony. So so with that little offering, I hope that resonated with you, Rita. And I think that is it. I think I'm going to sign off because I don't think there's anything left to come through for the collective. Thank you all for tuning in, for joining. Appreciate the love. If you have actually, I know I just posted that. If you did drop something, let me know and I will do your reading. Otherwise, I'm going to sign off. Thank you, Bronwyn. I appreciate that. You honor me. You are so welcome, Rita. Okay, beautiful. Be sure to hit that like button if you're new to my page. And if you are viewing or checking me out on YouTube, hit the subscribe, hit that like, because I'm building the community and we could always welcome any more support, any more loves, like minds, like hearts. For we are all one. It's your boy Zay-P.